Welcome, I'm at the top of the Ocean Spa Plaza building in Ocean Village, and I'm about to interview Joyce Newman, who's the CEO and owner of Century 21 Real Estate Agents in Gibraltar.
Century 21 estate agents arrived in Gibraltar about 10 years ago. At that time, we were in the wake of the economic recession of 2009. Prices were ironically held up and pretty stable actually. We weathered the recession very well. We didn't see a decline or anything, it was just flat and boring. Then we came to Brexit. Now this was a massive impact. It created a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what it meant for us. Obviously we're very much part of Europe, so it was something that most locals didn't want to happen. So that uncertainty caused prices to just flatten out. There was no one selling, nobody. It wasn't very an exciting time. Then in 2020 in December, discussions were done and they came to an in-principle agreement that we would have a Schengen border. Now the terms are still being finalised and negotiated, which you should see happen this year, but since then it's just meant that Gibraltar has taken off and we've become a really exciting, vibrant place to be, and the pricing of properties has got stronger and stronger and the market's become really robust. Yes, it is true. We have a lot of new people and businesses arriving to live in Gibraltar, and as a consequence we have a lot of demand for properties, and it is true there is in fact a shortage of properties. Century 21, we're not licensed to actually give advice. However, over the last 10 years we've seen a 10% growth, economic growth year on year, and we've also seen a lot of property prices beginning to rise rapidly, particularly in the last couple of years, which in itself is actually attracting a lot of developers and a lot of investors. So Gibraltar, it's a really vibrant place to live. We've seen a lot of influx of businesses coming to Gibraltar. There's now about 50,500 business, more than, that are already registered here, which in turn has brought a lot of employees who in turn need to have homes. Century 21 has been busy, particularly in rentals as they look for a short-term place to live. But working in Gibraltar, average salary about 40,000, 12.5% income tax. It's a fantastic place to live. Sadly, it's led to a shortage as we're busy building a lot of buildings, but next year we should see the release of Eurocity and several other developments, which in turn will give us more stock, and we're all set for a really exciting future. There are two types of property on the market in Gibraltar: the local market and the open market. The open market is the type that we all know anyone could buy, and you could rent them out or live in them yourself. We also have the local market. Now these are normally built under government schemes. In order to buy one though, you have to have lived here for 3 years as part of the restrictions. Also you can't sublet them, and normally the government, if you went to sell one, the government would want part of the profit you've made. But by and large these are intended for locals so that they are protected and at least can get on the property ladder. Prices in Gibraltar when Century 21 estate agents first opened were typically £3,000 a square metre in the centre of town, and looking to 6,000 out in the suburbs of Gibraltar. However, today we've seen massive changes. We're looking at large ranges now, ranging from 4,500 a square metre to all the way through to now they're just topping over £10,000 a square metre. This in turn has meant that a 2-bedroom home for, in a decent build, you're looking at between 650,000 to 900,000, so it's on a par with the UK prices now. We're also looking at studios. Really, you're looking at studios around 220,000, ranging to about 320,000, and it doesn't seem to be relenting. Prices do seem to be moving up, particularly because we have this shortage at the moment. Gibraltar is divided into 7 districts, and they're all beautiful places to live. However, if you are a Cat 2 and looking for self-sufficiency, you would need to have a luxury apartment of some sort. Now these are really principally around where the marinas are. So you have Queensway Quay and the selection of luxury developments around there. You also have Ocean Village, and there's a lovely group of developments there. There's also Midtown, which is a fairly modern, newly released development that was released a year before last. And again, that is right in the centre of town and very convenient living. Coming soon, we have Eurocity, which is going to be opened January 2022 is the first release, with another part of the development coming on in December. And there are several other developments coming off the back burner, so there's plenty of choice. Buying a property in Gibraltar is very simple. We pretty much follow the UK model, so we have freehold properties and leasehold properties. The only difference in the process is that there is a 2% deposit that you pay when your offer is accepted, and at that point it's fully refundable. It's held in escrow until such time you decide not to proceed, or you go ahead and complete. Completion takes between 2 to 6 weeks. Normally it's very simple, very fast here, fairly straightforward. Everything is within walking distance, so it's all done easily. Other than that, it's a very good process. Century 21 are there to help you all the way. Gibraltar is a very safe place to live. As you can imagine, we're a small community. We've only got 6.8 square kilometres of rock, so basically we all see each other and bump into each other regularly. We have a typical British style policing, so it's what you know, very friendly local police force that you see walking around on a daily basis, and crime is unbelievably next to nothing, very little, and what we do see is petty stuff. And to be honest, there's not far to run, because we have a border that you can't run off anywhere to. Life in Gibraltar is fabulous. Seriously, we're right by the sea, so there's a wonderful array of activities that you can do. We can walk everywhere. This is good for health, you know, everywhere, every time you need something, you're just popping out. It's 300 meters away, half a kilometer away. So we get fit, we're healthy, we live in the sun. What's really exciting is that there's lots of tourists around. We've got about 12 million tourists visit the Rock every year. As a consequence, it's vibrant, it's exciting, people are here, they're happy, they're here, they're on holiday, so you live in that environment as well. It's also very much a growing environment, it's vibrant, there's a lot of opportunity. This is the land of opportunity. Great place to be and a great place to aspire to, with both luxury living, superb sun pretty much all year round, and seriously, there's so much to go and see in Europe. You can get in the car, easily go over the border, and you've got skiing literally within 2.5 hours from here in the Sierra Nevada. So it really is a great place to live.
I'm at the top of the Ocean Spa Plaza building by Ocean Village, 18th floor spa. We've got Spain to the north, and of course we have Morocco and Africa to the south. We've got the Straits of Gibraltar, where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Mediterranean Sea, and we've got the Rock and the Rock face just behind me. This is the kind of quality life that you live here. Excellent climate, good cuisine, you know, standard of living is exceptionally high, and of course a very benign tax environment.